All right, let's dive right into this incredibly high-energy anthem. We're going to decode exactly how this track builds hype for the 2026 global tournament, tapping into raw passion and some massive star power. In this explainer, we're taking a close look at something pretty fascinating, the very lyrics that will soundtrack the largest sporting event on the planet. You know, when you strip away the heavy bass and those massive stadium echoes, the words themselves actually reveal a deliberate, carefully constructed story. We aren't just looking at a catchy pop song here. We're looking at a literal architectural blueprint for global unity, competitive fire, and just sheer unadulterated excitement. And we're going to break down exactly how this anthem pulls off that massive scale. Now, rather than a traditional line-by-line breakdown, let's look at this brilliant lyric. It acts as our emotional hook. From Mexico to Montreal, we bleed the same. Right out of the gate, the anthem instantly establishes football as the ultimate equalizer. I mean, before we even get to the bitter rivalries or the individual superstars, the song insists that every scar, every fall, and every tear along the road has been building this exact same fire. It takes the huge geographic spread of the host nations, literally spanning thousands of miles, and connects it all into one shared human experience. And that brings us to the foundation of this entire hype track. It's anchored by the rhythmic repetition of a single unifying number, number 1. It sounds simple, right? But repetition is an incredibly powerful psychological tool in anthems like this. By stripping the crazy complexity of the world down to this single digit, the song preps the listener for the grand scale of the tournament. It really becomes the pulse of the song. So the crucial takeaway is how these repetitive concepts just pile up. They emphasize this deep, deep unity before the song even begins its literal tour across the globe. Think about it. One fire, one game, one world, one ball, one pitch. It's almost like a heartbeat. The lyrics are essentially conditioning us to see the entire globe narrowing down into a single focal point. You can just imagine millions of fans all chanting these exact one phrases, creating this overwhelming sense of shared purpose. Section 1. Host Nations and the Americas. Where we draw the line. The anthem kicks off at lightning speed with the 3 host nations. We get the forward momentum of the USA on the run. The absolutely undeniable presence of Mexico is here. And then bam, immediately spotlighting individual greatness. Canada's Davies is declared to be wearing the crown. Notice how efficiently the song gives each host country a distinct, powerful identity in just a few words. They aren't just hosting the party, you know, they're arriving to conquer it. And then we get this. It perfectly juxtaposes the veteran legend of Argentina, who won't back down, against the explosive, fiery youth of Brazil bringing the heat through Vinicius. By linking a seasoned, absolute icon like Messi directly with a young superstar like Vinicius, the lyrics brilliantly bridge different generations of fans. It's literally a century-old rivalry captured in just 2 lines of verse. The Americas section then rounds out with this rapid-fire shout-out to the rest of the powerhouse continent. We hear about Colombia's golden beat driven by James Rodriguez alongside the relentless driving force of Ecuador. Paraguay gets a direct personal acknowledgement with Almiron, and Uruguay's Valverde is told to rise and shine. The lyricist is making absolutely sure every fan from the Americas feels seen, building up this massive coalition of regional pride before taking us across the ocean. Section 2. Europe speaks with 40 tongues, the electric flow. Let's head across the pond. So, the song explicitly highlights the continent's massive footprint by claiming that Europe speaks with exactly 40 tongues. But, and this is crucial, it immediately follows that up by saying there is but one fire all over. Just think about that imagery for a second. 40 different languages, 40 distinct footballing cultures, all unified by the exact same obsession with the beautiful game. Notice how the anthem relies heavily on undeniable, multi-generational megastars to define the European threat. France has Mbappé lighting the way into the future. Portugal has Ronaldo, proving he is never done, perfectly representing that old guard that absolutely refuses to fade away. And England has Bellingham, with the warning, "We've just begun." By dropping these specific Titan names, the song instantly raises the stakes. You can practically see the stadium lights glaring off these guys. We also get this incredible phonetic energy here. Germany brings Wurtz's electric flow. The Netherlands rely on Van Dijk to steal the show. Belgium brings that raw power. I mean, you literally hear the roar when Lukaku arrives. And Turkey brings that cooler magic still. The words chosen here aren't just static names. They are dynamic, forceful action words that inject a massive dose of adrenaline right into the listener. And the European list? It just keeps going, layering in the intense depth of the continent. We see Spain described simply but perfectly as born to play,
We feel the iron will of Switzerland through Xhaka, and we get this beautiful emotional nod to resilience with the rise of Denmark's Eriksen again. Even Bosnia and the Czechs are called upon to play their part. The anthem essentially builds this impenetrable wall of European talent, making it crystal clear that the path to the trophy goes right through them.
Section 3. Global contenders bring the heat, built to last. The lyrics proudly declare Africa is here to stay, and boy do they back it up with a stellar roster. Morocco is heralded for its pure class and being built to last. Egypt brings Salah, the king of kings, ready to party in the ring. Senegal celebrated for the heart of gold of Mané, while Tunisia an incredible island pride are told to stand beside and lead the way. It's a fantastic, super empowering section of the anthem that fully recognizes the massive, undeniable influence of African football on the world stage. Now, the Asian and Oceanian teams get incredibly poetic descriptions, which honestly provides a really cool tonal shift in the song. It contrasts Japan's essential Eastern fire making its mark against Australia, who are described as moving like the dark. It gives these squads this mysterious, almost legendary aura. They're painted as the unpredictable forces that can upset the balance of the entire tournament at a moment's notice. This global tour then concludes by bringing in rising stars and really distinct voices. We hear about incredible young talents like Kudos and Martinelli. We journey down to New Zealand, across the sea, and we feel the deep, deep national spirit of a proud and free Iraq represented by Hussein. By including these very specific references, the anthem makes sure that the definition of the world truly encompasses every single corner, giving a voice to nations that bring immense pride and passion to the pitch. So all these distinct global regions, with all their different superstars and styles, are ultimately united by the anthem's core definition of the beautiful game. As the lyrics remind us, every nation, every street, feel your heart, feel the beat. It's an equalizer rooted deeply in shared raw passion. No matter if you're playing in a massive grand stadium in Europe, a bustling street in South America, or across the sea in New Zealand, the heartbeat of the game is identical. We bleed the same and we love the same beautiful game. Section 4. 48 Nations, One Dream, the grand finale. The song finally crescendos with this massive number. 48. 48 nations, 48 individual fires. This represents the expanded, totally historic scale of this tournament. But despite this huge number of teams, the lyricist brilliantly brings it right back to our original theme. Actually, they are all converging on one ball, one pitch, and one dream that never tires. The scale expands outward, but the focus remains pinpoint sharp. In its final breathless moments, the anthem rapidly calls out heavyweights from every corner of the globe: USA, Mexico, Canada, Argentina, Brazil, France, England, Portugal, Japan, Korea, Africa. It's a rapid-fire lyrical montage of the greatest footballing powers on earth just flashing before our eyes. And then it unifies them all under that single resounding word we started with: one. One fire, one game, one world. Let's go. It is an absolute masterclass in building tension and releasing it. And that leaves us with this incredible, provocative thought. The anthem has done its job perfectly. It built the fire, it named the heroes, and it set the stage. So with 48 unique fires burning and the whole world holding its breath from Mexico to Montreal and far, far beyond, what happens when all these global giants finally collide on one pitch? Who will ultimately claim the beautiful game? Well, that's a question only the tournament itself can answer. Thanks for joining me for this explainer today. Keep your focus sharp, and I'll see you next time.